I need our facilitator to also confirm it's mic, video, everything perfect, so we can just commence.
Hello.
Chọgị online nọọ sị ka m kpọọ akpọ onye nsende ihe FNT agago m ya this morning.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Iyanu here.
Who's the woman? So I think you might have. The next one next Monday, that is 17th.
Yes, we might have to mute everybody's mic so that we will be able to coordinate the business of this day perfectly. So, Toby, can you help me out? Let's mute everybody's mic and we will commence. All right. Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Prince Moshood Lawal. I'm the head corporate affairs of the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDA. Today, we will be having a session with one of the profound resource persons in AI technology. We'll be pleading with him to share knowledge on so many of the travails he has been through AI and how it can elevate our businesses. We are hoping that before the end of this session, we will be able to, one, meet ourselves in terms of business connectivity and networking. Two, learn a thing or two about what it takes using AI to either drive customer retention, sales, or leveraging it for strategies that can convert prospects into high-paying customers. We will be leveraging on the knowledge of our facilitator to also learn one or two things around the easy flow of AI in case studies around what it takes to actually drive our businesses. And he will be introducing us to a model that has worked and is hoping that we'll be able to leverage upon it and use it to take our business to the next level. I will be introducing our facilitator for today. Like I said, yeah, good. I'm happy seeing your face. You're welcome, Dr. Odebode. Please speak, let me know. Yes, your mic. We still can't. Okay, can you please unmute Dr. Odebode? We just want to be sure the visuals are available. We want to be sure of the audio. Dr. Odebode, unmute yourself. Tommy, could you please do something about sound? I just want to hear his voice. We've seen the face, we need to hear the voice, then we'll take from the fountain of knowledge. All right, let me continue with the intro while the techs take care of his voice. Tommy, can we please unmute Dr. Odebode? I need to be sure the mic sound is very critical now. All right, while we wait for the tech guys to do their wonders, we will continue with the introduction. Yes, over time, we've heard so much about the future is coming, the future is coming. Right now, the future is here. And the future right now revolves around artificial intelligence. Most often than not, you find out that the third world countries or the developing countries
Finally,
catch
I'm
up late.
on.
Yeah, finally. Dr. Odebode, how are you today?
Good. How you doing? How's everybody doing?
Fine, thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Same.
So, as I was saying, AI has come to stay, and most often than not, you find out that developing countries are left behind in catching up or leveraging technology to be able to fast track their businesses. Today, the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria has brought in a resource facilitator that is going to do a lot of justice to making AI as simple as it can. It's going to demystify all the AI jargons for the everyday MSME persons. It's going to lead us through automating lead generation and prospecting for SMEs. And at the end of the day, it's going to wrap it up by giving us a real case study around the Wokkah app. The Wokkah app is actually an AI tool that was initiated, generated, and currently working in the United States and, of course, the global space, which was generated by Dr. Iyanu Odebode. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the founder of Wokkah, based in Ohio State in the United States. He is an artificial intelligence and machine learning expert. He's an entrepreneur, just like I said, he's the CEO and founder of Wokkah. He's a technologist with deep expertise in data science and intelligence systems. Dr. Odebode currently holds a PhD in information systems. We are proud to say that he started his learning journey from the University of Ilorin right here in Nigeria, where he has since moved to the global space where he's actually doing very well. He is currently a holder of a PhD in information science from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and he's an MS in bioinformatics from Morgan. He has an MS in bioinformatics from Morgan State University. Dr. Odebode will be using the next 40 minutes to take us through the sojourn on how AI can be a workable tool that will help MSMEs to elevate their businesses to the next level. It will be finally introducing us to an SME starter pack as part of our steps to the next level, so that we'll be able to see what we can do outside just this 40 to 1 hour learning experience. We will be allowing Dr. Odebode to take us all through the process for 40 minutes, after which we will have a 20 minutes Q&A session where you can actually you can throw in your questions and we'll see the best you can address them within the time span. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our guest speaker for today, Dr. Iyanu Odebode, CEO, founder, Wokkah, an app that is already currently being utilized globally. Dr. Odebode, you are welcome to our session.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate the invite. Thanks to the team at Smedan. Super excited to be here and super excited to be able to share from depth of knowledge of over 15 years how you can actually shift your business. Now, if you're here, you have a family member, you have a friend, you have an accountability partner, you have anyone you love that you have right now, I want you to send the link to them and ask them to join right away, because what you're going to learn for the next 40 minutes is going to shift and it's going to change your life. Okay, so if you have a friend, family member, any of them, send them the Zoom link, because what you're going to be learning for the next 40 minutes is going to shift your life, is going to change everything that you ever knew about AI and about systems. Now, I've been in this space for over 15 years, and lots of things that I've learned from traditional artificial intelligence or machine learning, which is your linear regression, logistic regression, all the way to use of generative AI, which we all know now as the GPT, Claude, Gemini, things of that nature. The field has very quickly evolved. The opportunities are also rapidly the opportunities being created for small businesses are also rapidly shifting and changing, and things are being developed on a day-to-day basis. Now, what that presents for you is an opportunity to grow. What that presents for you is an opportunity to scale. What that presents for you is an opportunity to take your business global. Now, if you're going to tell me what you do, what industries you belong to, can you drop in the chat the industries that you all work in? Are you in the agricultural space? Are you in the technology space? What industry are you in? I want you to drop it in the chat. What industries? Let's go. Fashion design, fantastic. Real estate, beauty and wellness, let's go. Agro, fashion space, let's go. Let's go. More, let's keep them coming. Technology, okay. Transportation, logistics, nylon production. Wow, I love that nylon production piece. Optometric, technology. Oh my goodness, there's so many industries represented here. Incredible. Food processing, nutrition, real estate. Oh my God. So many amazing industries represented here. What I want you to know is that AI is disrupting all industries. I see photography. I taught a class like a couple of weeks ago, and one of my students was in the photography space, and he's trying to shift the way things are done in the photography space, right? Fashion, household, interior design. Oh my goodness. Dry cleaning. My admin, the person who put dry cleaning, my admin, the admin for my business, right, started a dry cleaning business out of Lagos, right? And basically is now transforming the dry cleaning space using Facebook ads, using AI. He built his website using AI, right? He did his ads using AI, right? And is shifting the space using AI. Dry cleaning, that's becoming a thing. He wants to now start, my admin wants to now start a car business, a boat business. And I'm like, yeah, that's awesome, because now you can have your dry cleaning delivered to customers using your boat business, right? Because you use the car for the transportation, and then you use the cleaning for the services that you provide. So both business get to benefit. Fresh fruit and juice business. So there's a bunch of businesses that are represented here. What I want you to do is bring out a note, like a white piece of paper, like what I have in front of me, a white piece of paper like this, or like it might not be a white piece of paper like mine. It might be your diary, it might be your notes. And I want you to put the name of your business on that note. Okay? Put the name of your business on that note, because what you're going to be learning here is going to give you practical ways that you can actually turn that business of yours into a money-making machine. Now, I only have 40 minutes, so I wish I got more time, and maybe I could come for a subsequent session, but I'm going to try to get things across as fast as I possibly can. And I want you to follow me aptly. I want you to basically take some crazy notes, because this is going to shift the way you think about social media marketing. Is going to shift the way you think about sales altogether. All right. So take the white note and write the name of your business on top. Okay. So take that white piece of paper and put the name of your business on top, and put what you do, right? So, for example, fresh juice, right? The name of my business is Vigor, and we make fresh juice for blah, 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 blah. So take that note and put the name of the business on top, okay? So that's the first step. Now, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Because this is going to be practical, right? We want to learn. And as I'm telling you, like I told everyone, if you have family, friends, family members, have them join the call right away, because this is about to shift the way you think about business. So as we said earlier, AI is impacting all businesses, every industry, agriculture, wellness, fashion design. Just last week, for the fashion designer, right? Just last week, someone sent me a video, really nice video. I would show the video sometime in this. As a matter of fact, I would show the video so everyone can see what we're talking about here. So let's see here the video. So the video that was sent to me was the video of a um of a fashion of an outfit, right? It was an outfit, right? And this outfit basically was I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. It's like a boo-boo outfit. And this lady generated this video using AI. So she put the clothing on a model, and then she had the model walk, on a what's called on a modeling highway, or whatever you call it, on a runway or whatever you call it, and then basically was able to generate the video, share the video on social media, and then started to do some marketing on it. But the video was generated by AI, right? And so what are we trying to where are we trying to go here, or where am I trying to go with this conversation is, as a business, you want to really understand first, what is it that you're trying to do? What's your objective? Where are you trying to go? What's your bigger vision? And you want to then understand how AI can apply to that vision and how AI can apply to that goal. Now, I know that sometimes that could be difficult to really understand. And that's the reason why I'm creating this workflow, which shares with you a journey, the journey from A to Z, right? So there's 3 phases. Someone say 3 phases. Drop it in the chat. Say 3 phases. There's 3 phases while you're thinking about your AI journey as a business. There's 3 phases. Someone say 3 phases. 3 phases. 3 phases. Okay. The first phase is the stand phase. The first stage is the stand phase. In the stand phase, what are you doing? In the stand phase, you're using GPT. Oh yeah, I can use GPT to create a note. I can use GPT to create a prompt. I can use GPT to craft my emails, right? Stand. You're exploring tools. You're basically doing some prompts, writing some prompts on GPT. You have no structure, no system. If you're in the stand phase, you can put it in the chat. I'm in the stand phase. If what I'm saying applies to you, you can put it in the chat, say, yes, I'm in the stand phase, because I want to make sure I know where you all are to figure out how I can actually best help, right? So if you're in the stand phase, drop it in the chat, say, I'm in the stand phase, right? You're just exploring tools. You're just doing prompt engineering. Some might not even be doing prompt engineering at all. Like you are like in the lower levels of the stand phase, right? Then we have the walk phase. In the walk phase, you're using, AI a little bit with your team, you're doing some automation work, very limited within your business. You're doing some experimentation on operations and how it can be used. You're in the work phase. You're trying to adopt. You're not very clear what it is that you want to do, but you're basically sort of trying to go from, like someone who's just standing and watching, to maybe we can use it here. Maybe we can use it here. Maybe we can use it here. If you're in the work phase, drop it in the chat, say you're in the work phase. If you're in the work phase. So you're in the stand phase, drop in the chat stand. If you're in the work phase, drop it in the chat, say you're in the work phase, right? If you're in the run phase, which I want to suspect that not so many people are on this call, right? If you're in the run phase, you're now using AI to power your operations. You're now using AI to drive your sales. You're now using AI to drive data-driven decisions. You're collecting all this information from your customers. You're saving it in a spreadsheet, in an Excel spreadsheet, and you're like, oh, what can I do to make their life better? What can I do to make their life better? Right? And you're using this data that you're collecting to drive decision making. You are embedding AI into your system. That's the run phase. My suspicion is that many of us are not yet in the run phase. This is where we want to operate. This is where we want to go. My hope is that I can get some from the stand phase to the work phase. And my hope is that I can get some from the work phase now to the run phase. Is everybody clear about their AI journey and where they are at? So where are you? Some are in the stand phase. I see some in the stand phase, some in the walk phase, some in the walk phase. I'm in the lower version of the start phase. Okay, so it looks like we have some run, we have some walk, we have some run. We have a few runs, we have a few stand, we have we have a lot of stands, and we have a lot of walk. So my goal is to make sure that I can get those that are standing to start walking. My goal is to make sure that I can get those that are walking to start what? Running. All right. So are we tracking thus far? You know what phase of AI you're in. I want you to put it on that note that you're writing that has your company name on it and say, hey, I'm in the what? In the stand phase, or I'm in the walk phase, or I'm in the run phase, right? Drop it in the note and write that down so that we're tracking. Is everybody dropped it in their notes? For those that are just joining, we started off saying, one, it's important for you to understand what phase you're in to be able to actually figure out what you need to do to be able to grow your business. So if you're just joining, it's important for you to know what phase that is. There's three phases. There's the stand phase, there's the walk phase, and there's the run phase. The stand phase, you're just standing, you're just doing a little bit of using GPT, prompt engineering, no structure, nothing. For the walk phase, you're beginning to apply a little bit of structure. You're not necessarily sure where it is that you're trying to go. You know, AI can help this or AI can help that, but you're not exactly sure how it is that you're going to move. And then if you're in the run phase, what are you doing? You're now taking all the things that you've learned, and you're operationalizing AI in your business. For my suspicion, everybody that is on this call should really be between that stand and their walk phase. And my goal is to take you from stand to walk and walk to run. All right. Now we're tracking. So we'll move back and let me share my screen here. So now it's important to understand that you want to move from just using tools with no strategy and just random experiments to how do you basically identify things within your business that you do that are repeatable, that happen very, very often, happen very, very frequently, but are also painful to do every single day. So I want you to take a few minutes, take a minute and think about that thing you do in your business that is most painful for you to do. Like you stress yourself about it. Sometimes you have to call your workers or your employees like 3 or 4 or 5 times to repeat it. What is that thing in your business? Fashion, wellness, nutrition, whatever the case may be, that you know that is extremely painful, extremely concerning. You don't want to have to stress yourself doing it. What would that thing be? Drop it in the chat. And while you're dropping that in the chat, I want to basically give you a system to diagnose your business. This system allows you to diagnose your business, to identify what piece of your business needs AI, what piece of your business needs automation, what piece of your business needs transformation, what piece of your sales process needs transformation. That framework, I call it high framework, right? You're looking for one, something that is repeatable, but very manual that you do today, right? You are looking for something that is causing you a lot of headaches, like something your customers complain about all the time, right? You're looking for something that maybe someone knows within your business, but not everybody else knows, and it's creating a whole lot of problem. So high frequency inefficiencies that exist within your business, something that constitutes a risk, meaning costly human mistakes that gets made. For example, you're trying to go deliver ice. Maybe you operate an ice business and you're trying to go deliver ice. And the person who is going to go deliver the ice ends up taking the ice 3 days after. What would happen to the ice? Especially with if that individual had no light, what would happen to their eyes? It will go watery, right? And they won't be able to deliver operational inefficiencies, costly human mistakes, right? What is that thing within your business that is causing you a lot of pain? Today, we're going to be talking about sales. But I want you to identify what that thing is within your business that causes you a lot of pain. Okay, sales, branding, marketing, converting customers to buyers, blah, blah, blah. There you go. 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 Closing deals, teaching clients 3 times a day. Oh my goodness. There's a lot that I can teach everyone on this call. Just a lot. Just seeing the challenges that you're going through. I can only imagine, right? Lots of this can be solved with AI. So put all of those challenges in that piece of paper that we're writing. Put all of those challenges in that piece of paper that we're writing. Now, let me get a thumbs up. If you are still following me, if you're still following my conversation, put on the chat, say yes, following, tracking. I want to make sure everybody's following me. There's no point having a 40-minute session if it's not going to benefit anyone. So I want to make sure everybody's tracking. If you're tracking, say following, tracking. If what I'm saying is making sense to you, I want to know that it's making sense to you. Fantastic. Tracking. Awesome. Right. So let's go. So I decided to create a set of high stakes challenges, right? Customer support, right? Sales follow-up could be a very, very big challenge. Resolving customer issues, ticketing resolutions, invoice processing, right? Lots of problems. Financial reporting every year. Those are big high stakes challenges, right? Report generation, document searches, process documentation, right? Those are high stakes challenges every single year, right? But what I wanted to focus on for the purpose of this conversation, right, is sales. Okay. Now, I'm going to work with the team to sort of create other, maybe we do some other sessions to cover some of the high stakes challenges some people are bringing up. So if you have some high stakes challenges, drop it in the chat. We're going to set up some time maybe to cover some of those separately. But today I wanted to focus on sales. Now, when you think about sales, right, you kind of have to think about sales as a funnel. You have to think about sales as a funnel. Someone say a funnel. Someone say a funnel. Now, when if you've seen raw petroleum and purified petroleum, right, you'd see that the raw petrol has to go through some type of filtering process, right? And the filtering process is to help to basically have this pure, amazing oil that we can all put in our cars and drive smoothly, right? And so basically, the world has just lots of leads. We have lots of individuals looking to engage our services, do what it that we need to be able to sell to. But it's not just about selling to people. It's really about selling to the right people. Someone says selling to the right people. Selling to the right people. Drop it in the chat. Say selling to the right people. You don't want to sell to just anybody. You want to sell to the right people, right? Sell to the right people. So we need to be able to identify who the right people, who they are. Who is your right person? What happens is many times we focus a lot more on just trying to sell to everybody. Like everybody is not your customer. Not everybody is your customer, right? And to sell to the right people, you need to have a clear vision on what it is that your product can do for those people. Okay? So I own a wellness business, right? I own a wellness business, and my goal is to provide wellness services to people within the age of this and this who make this amount every month. You see how specific that is, right? So take your business. Now go to your white paper. Everybody remember the white paper. If you're just joining us, we're covering how to use AI to drive sales for your business. And we're saying we need to think about sales from the angle of a funnel. In the funnel, you have lots of impurities in it, but the goal is to be able to filter out to the right set of people. That's the first step, right? The next step after filtering out to the right set of people, right, is to identify the best way to communicate with them. So I said, go back to the notes, right? Write what it is that your business does. Be as clear as daylight. Be as clear as daylight. I own Wokkah. We help businesses infuse AI into their business. We identify the concerns through an audit process. And after auditing, we identify areas where our services might be found useful for them. We focus on businesses that do between $10 to $50 million a year, right? So focus. Who is it that your audience is? Who are you supposed to be targeting? Did you write that down? Did everybody write their vision, what it is that they do, and then put who your target is? Who is it that you sell to? Who is it that you're supposed to sell to? And I'm going to teach you how to do the research here today as well. Then the next is, how do you communicate with them? You've identified the leads. How do you communicate with them? Also, it's not just about how you communicate with them. There's also a way that you communicate with them. There's a language that the industry that you're trying to focus on or target understand that helps you to drive that message to them effectively. And once you identify how to communicate with them, you personalize that communication and then you go ahead and have that conversation with them, right? So I'm going to take you through how to move from manual prospecting, cold calling, inefficient data entries, delayed processes, to now, how do you use AI to search for your leads, right? How do you use AI to personalize your outreach? How do you use AI to generate your content? And then how do you use AI to automate your workflow? To do that, I'm going to introduce you to a framework called RACE framework. Someone say RACE framework. RACE framework. RACE framework. RACE framework. RACE, that's the framework. RACE, there you go. RACE framework. Now, the RACE framework allows you to create clear prompts that actually help you to drive growth for each of these different areas that we're discussing about. So, what does the RACE framework entail? You have role. Who should AI act as? You have audience. Who is the output intended for? You have context, what business situation exists, and you have expectation. What specific format should AI generate? So, for example, I want to find my target audience for my vision. The vision you remember you wrote down, right? You want to find that target audience, right? What do? This is an X-ray of how you can write that prompt and feed it into your GPT, right? Act as a senior marketing strategist for a global enterprise. The target audience for this output is, you put the name of your target audience, what your target audience is. If you don't have the target audience, then create a RACE framework prompt that helps you to be able to do that. The business is currently increasing competition in the EMA region, beginning with the EMA processing page. Create a comprehensive 3-page strategic brief in PDF outlining key initiatives, right? Role, who should AI act as? Act as a senior marketing strategist. What audience? You put your target audience there. What context? What does your business do? What problem does it solve? What's the expectation? What format should AI use to generate that output and send it back to you? Is everybody tracking with me? Take a screenshot of this and use that to structure your prompts. Everybody tracking. If you're tracking, say tracking. Tracking. He said I should slow down. Awesome. Okay, so basically, we're going to use this prompt to generate our personalized message, the message we want to send to our customers. We're going to use this prompt to identify our audience. We're going to use this prompt, right, to basically set up the way that we want to communicate to a specific industry, right? But this is really, this helps you to start really thinking critically about how you put in that message into your GPT. So for those who are not familiar with ChatGPT, you need to set up ChatGPT, right? It's ChatGPT.com. Okay. For those who are familiar with ChatGPT, some of you need to set up Claude as well, right? So not just GPT, but some of you need to set up Claude as well. So this framework allows you to be able to create your prompt and generate your prompts, right? Now, one is lead discovery. So I'm going to start going into how you discover the leads, how you message the leads, and how you send the message out. So lead discovery. Now, lots of people use WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp is a very important tool to be able to drive leads in Nigeria. So now go back to your notes. This is an action everybody needs to take. And this leads me to the next slide. This is an action everybody needs to take. So I spoke about ChatGPT, setting up ChatGPT, right? Second, you need to set up a LinkedIn page, your LinkedIn page. Your LinkedIn page allows you to be able to share with people exactly what it is that you're doing in your business. And every single day, make sure you are sharing a pinpoint in your industry and how you as a business are solving that pinpoint. Is everybody tracking with me? Make sure you're sharing that on a day-to-day basis. People then start learning about you. They start knowing about what it is that you do. So when you start your campaign, it's easy when they go to your LinkedIn, they see this person is not just coming to sell me something they don't have any experience in. They can go back and then see all of those campaigns and things of that nature. So here are the tools that you need that you can get at very little to no cost to get yourself started today. You can use GPT as your AI assistant. You can use HubSpot. Some people use Zoho, Z-O-H-O CRM. For your CRM, Zoho is where you put all your contacts, you put their emails, you put their LinkedIn links, you put all of that kind of stuff. You can use Gmail for your outreach on Instagram. You can use Gmail for your outreach. You can use Instagram for your outreach. You can use LinkedIn for your outreach. You can use Google Sheets to track where you are at in the pipeline. So my pipeline, when I design my pipeline, I always have 6 things in my pipeline. The first is what I call suspect. Suspect means I don't know if you're my customer or not. I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. Prospect means you've moved from a suspect. I think you're my customer, so I see how you can actually help me. I see how what you can actually buy from me. And then from prospect, I move to discovery, where I try to learn what it is that we need to be able to provide the service to that specific customer. And then I go to giving them a proposal, and then I go to project kickoff. When they get a proposal, they like the proposal, we have conversations on what works, what doesn't work, then I move to project kickoff. What we are talking about right now is between that suspect to prospect phase. So you have your GPT, you have your Zoho, you have your Gmail and Instagram, LinkedIn, Google Sheets, Make. There's also a tool that is good like Canva, where you can actually do your designs. They have templates already built out for you. So CANV, Canva, and then another important thing that you need is you need Calendly. You need Calendly because when you start having conversations with the customer, you want to be able to schedule time to have a conversation with them. You don't want to appear very sloppy. You want to appear really, really professional. So you need Calendly where they can actually get on your calendar and then set up a meeting. Zoom also, of course, you need Zoom to be able to engage in conversations with them. So you want all your toolkits to be set up. First thing, toolkits set up. And then after your toolkits is set up, then you want to now go into that pipeline. And you want to start creating the pipeline, right? So from a pipeline standpoint, today, what I'm going to cover is GPT. So let me share my screen real quick and cover GPT. If you're tracking with me thus far, put yes, tracking. If this is making sense, if this is helping somebody, if this is actually helping you, put in the chat, say, yes, it's helping me. If this is actually helping you. Let's see here. Fantastic. So I'm going to go to GPT, ChatGPT, and we're going to now experiment. So this is ChatGPT, sharing my screen here. So that's ChatGPT. And I'm going to log in. Let me use a different one so that I can run faster. ChatGPT. Can you all see my screen? Can you see ChatGPT on my screen? If you can see it, say yes. GPT. Can everybody see GPT? Fabulous. Okay. So I'll say act as a sales and marketing engineer or sales and marketing specialist, right? Role, right? You guys remember? Role, our race framework, role, right? Act as, I would even say with 15 years experience. Develop AI sales marketing. Actually, I would say identify. So we see you have role, right? What's the audience? As an AI sales marketing with 15 years experience, I would say for AI consulting company. You can put your own company there, right? You can say for my wellness business, right? AI consulting company. And identify 10 target audience to sell my product, my AI service product to. I would say find a blue ocean. Blue ocean meaning a place where nobody's focusing on. Find a blue ocean to focus on and give me the reason behind your choices. Then, so you see, role is act as a marketing specialist with 15 years experience for target audience, right? Which is audience, right? Race, role, audience, context, and what? Expectation. Role, audience, context, and expectation. Race. So role is act as a marketing specialist with 15 years experience for an AI consulting company. That's what? Your audience. Context. Identify 10 target audience to sell my AI service products to, and find a blue ocean to focus on, and give me the reason behind your choices. So that's the context. And then the last piece is expectation. Put the results in a tabular format so I can digest. You can say put it in a document format. You can say put it in a Google Docs. You can say whatever it is that you want to put as an expectation in terms of output. So let's say enter. So there you go. So here's a strategic breakdown of 10 target audience for an AI consulting service company ranked around urgency of paying, ability to pay, low maturity, repeatable workflows, and a blue ocean opportunity. See that? Target audience. It gives me small, medium-sized government contractor. Core pain, manual process. It tells me about their core pain, tells me about the AI opportunity if I want to propose to them. Gives me some recommendations on offers that I can actually give to them. Does this make sense to everybody? So now we've identified our target audience, right? Now we need, is everybody tracking with me thus far? Everybody, does this make sense thus far? If it makes sense, put yes, makes sense. If you want to use my prompt, I'll copy this, and I'll paste it so that you can put your own industry there and use it. I just copied it. I just pasted it in the chat. You can put your own industry there and use it, right? And so it gives you the opportunity, it gives you the people you need to target. And then I'll say, okay, can you pick the best option above? Can you pick the best option above and give me some search filters to find the companies that fit into this category? So we now have the audience. We need to basically get these contacts, right? We need to get these people, right? So how do we get them? We need the filters, right? So now it starts giving me the option for filters. Okay. As a company, ideal customer profile. The company size is between 20 to 300 employees. Their revenue should be between 5 million to 100 million. These are the industries that I can target. This is the team structure. These are the current systems they should be working in. These are the pains that they should be experiencing. This is what AI adoption could look like for them. This is the geography that I could focus on. So it even gives me the cities that I could focus on as well, right? Then I go into a tool like Gmap Extractor. This is one tool. And you can start for free, or you can use their online scraper, right? I can say I want, let's see if it will pull coffee shops in South Africa. Let's just say Nigeria. Let's see if we see coffee shops in Nigeria. Submit, right? I need to sign in. Another tool that could be used is Apollos. So I'm going to give you guys several tools that you could use. Okay. Let's say coffee shops in Nigeria. So it's searching, right? It's searching that right now. So see, it's processing that. So that's the quick way to get started, to start pulling the emails of the people that you're trying to, work with. 31 records found, or to view all files. So see, coffee shops in Nigeria, I can download. Okay, it's asking me to upgrade. Let me view from here. Okay, this is the view. So if I wanted to download, I'll need to pay for it, but I don't need to, because I can see basically the list from here. You see their phone number? So that's their contact number. So you can actually call these stores and basically start sharing about their services. Now, if you want their emails, I think that's a paid service. So that's completely, you have to pay. I think it's like $35 to pay. for that specific service, but you can at least start with their numbers. Is everybody tracking with me? So that's gmapextractor.com. You can actually pull their numbers and you can start having conversations with these individuals. Everybody tracking with me? If you're tracking with me, drop it in the chat. Say yes, tracking. Gmap Extractor. Blick says lost at this stage. Yeah, just pick whatever you can pick. You don't have to get every single piece. Pick whatever you can pick. Just focus on Gmap extractors, get Gmap extractors and try to find it. And then go back to our videos. You can actually see how it works. Okay, fantastic. So the other tool is Seamless AI, right? Seamless AI. Now, Seamless AI, what it does is it allows you to essentially, let's see here. Okay. So Seamless AI allows you to actually enter the filters into an engine, right? And so Seamless AI, so write down Seamless AI. Seamless AI, that's another tool for finding leads. All of the tools I'm giving you right now is just for finding leads, right? Seamless AI, right? So look at Seamless AI. You can add the company that you're trying to, search for. If it's not company, you can remove that. You can check the titles, right? You can say, I want to reach out to founder in this specific space. You can write founders. You can type the keywords or the industry you're trying to focus on. So you can drill down to, you can say, I want consumer products, right, as a focus. You can type the location. You can say Nigeria, right, South Africa, right? You can basically put the revenue, so you can have the revenue filter here, right? And say, I'm looking for companies that do between 5 million and 20 million, right? What year they were founded, their funding. And once you're done with that, you can actually search. And when you search, when you put in the filters, it starts giving you the name of the companies, and it actually would give you the email and the numbers of these individuals, right? So look, see, that's their email, that's their number. And with that information, you can actually send them a message, send them an email, right? So now you've gotten your target audience, you've been able to put it on a filter, and you've been able to identify the contacts, right? Now you want to craft a message, right? So I can say, I can come back to GPT and say, can you create a hyper personalized message for my audience, right? And guess what it does? It starts creating an hyper-personalized message for your audience. So for your government contractor outreach, it will say, hi, my first name is this. I was looking into your company name and noticed you are active in this space. One thing we consistently see is this. So you talk about the challenges that they're consistently facing and say what it is that you're doing to help companies in that specific space, right? And then once you do that, it says, we'll be happy to share a few examples of where we are seeing measurable efficiency gains in the space. You don't want to sell on the email. You do not want to sell on the email that you're sending. You want to create an opportunity to show and demonstrate your capability, right? So that someone says, oh, okay, come and show me what it is that you're doing. Show me what it is that you're capable of doing. And then once you show them what you're capable of doing, say, is this something that might be of interest to you? And then based off of that, gain their buy-in. So I'm going to wrap up with this slide, right? Start small. I know some people are like, oh man, I'm trying to do seamless AI. Oh, Gmap extractor, how is it going to work? Guys, 1 hour is not enough to cover everything that I've spent over 5 years learning. Okay? It's not enough. All right? So what you need to do is to start small. Start with your target audience. Okay? Start with your target audience. I host several webinars, and I'm happy to work with Smedan to create something that is more of like maybe a 6 weeks or 7 week or eight weeks program that actually helps you to effectively get things going. But we can't cover it within 1 hour. What I want you to do is start small, build small systems, start with using GPT to create prompts to generate your audience. Then start looking for leads online. Then start basically using GPT to craft your messaging and use these tools to create your graphic designs and to share your content on LinkedIn. Once you start there and you get that going, in a couple of weeks, we can actually create another session where you can actually start to build up on it. So if all of this made sense, if you tracked, if you picked up something, if something was helpful to you here, I want you to drop in the chat helpful, 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 helpful. And hey, look, it's the time is not enough to cover everything, but the goal wasn't also to make sure that I broke down everything on the call. The goal was to make sure that you can actually see a big picture of what it is you should be thinking about to be able to grow and get your business thriving. So first step, go start identifying your audience. Next step, go start identifying your contacts. Next step, go start basically creating the messaging that you need. And then once you have that going, then we can talk about how do we automate this whole process and make it effective for your business. Thanks again, Smidan, for having me. I really, really appreciate the time and look forward to doing some more work with Smidan and all its affiliates. All the best. I'll take questions now, I guess.
Wow. Thank you so much. We really appreciate our facilitator for making something very technical to be as seamless as possible and definitely practical. I must appreciate all the participants that have been part and parcel of all from the beginning. We had an average of about 137 participants coming in and out, and it has been really wonderful. We must also thank Abdurrahman as the self-imposed class rep who has been taking notes and doing a lot. We will take questions right now. You will have to just please, by a raised show of hands, we'll pick the ones we can pick. Then you please write your questions in the chat box, because I know Doctor is actually looking at them. He will be able to address the ones he will address. And first and foremost, we need to appreciate the Director General of Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria for finding it necessary to bring this training entirely free. I know how much it costs to bring him for any class sessions and how much he charges per course. But for now, we're having it entirely free, and we must agree with me that he did all that we expected, and we are even expecting more. But we will also expect that we will be sharing our contacts, our social media handles, and definitely try and see if the possibility of following Smidan Gov on Instagram. Then you also follow the COO. Just look for Charles Odi. If you want more of these sessions, please send DM a message to him and say, yes, you had a wonderful session today and you would like to have more of these sessions happening for you. And if possible, it will be done free. I will now take questions I will just call your name, please, in that particular order, and not necessarily a lecture. Your questions should be limited to 10 seconds max so that we have enough room to address one. I'll count numbers now. Ade Awofeso is 1. Aina on Redmi is 2. Golda Meir is 3. And David Abulu is 4. Then Abdurrauf 5. We'll take those ones as short as possible. Please, questions, not long speeches. Thank you. You can unmute yourself and let's have your questions. Ade Awofeso. Okay. Aina on Redmi 12C. Aina. Unmute yourself. Yes, okay. Aina. Yes, go ahead.
Very quickly, Dr. Odebode, thank you so much. God bless you. Now, I am old school, very old school. I'm the optometrist on this call. I run an eye clinic. So my major issue is automation. I actually got a software, putting things on it. I'm so used to cards, patient cards. That's just my question. Thank you.
Thank you so much for keeping to time. Ade, are you on now? Okay, number 3, David Abulu.
So to answer that question, I think first is your practice needs digital transformation, right? Because think about all the manual processes that you currently have right now. Like think about being able to transfer that to someone else. That would be a huge challenge, right? So I would encourage you to start looking at ways of basically automating your processes, digitizing your practice, so it's a lot easier for you to basically catch up with where things are going.
Yes, Ade is available now. Thank you. Can I speak?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Yes,
Yes,
please go
thanks
ahead.
so much, Dr. Labode. Yes, my question is very simple. You mentioned just ChatGPT. I didn't hear you say Gemini or Meta in this type of work. Can you please explain why? Thank you.
Okay. So there's Gemini, there's Claude. I mentioned GPT because it's the best place to start. Okay. If you want to ask for my recommendation as you begin to perfect the art of prompting and things of that nature, at some point I think everybody should go jump on Claude, right? Gemini has lots of resources and tools, and for people who are in the enterprise level, Gemini also allows you to be able to do a lot of integration, right, into your current existing system. However, GPT is a good place to start.
Okay, so Gemini is not is an option too, because
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
absolutely.
All right. Number 3. Number 4. David Abulu. Okay, Abdurauf, you're number 5. The last for this set.
So someone just asked the question around legal implications regarding getting email addresses as advice. Okay. So here's the deal, right? There's something called public records, right? So an individual has the right or option of making their contacts available or have the right of making their contacts unavailable. So, for example, my own contacts are public records, right? Which means that people can reach out to me to be able to get services from me, or I could reach out to them should I have their contacts to get services from them. So, whenever you go to any tool, make sure you research. That's the reason why I gave you Seamless AI, because that is a legal tool. As a matter of fact, the CEO of Seamless AI used to be a previous owner of Google. And every business in the US, in Nigeria, in South Africa wants people to do business with them. So they have to provide their numbers online. So from a legal standpoint, there's really nothing to be worried about when you're contacting businesses, because businesses want sales. And to be able to get sales, you need contacts, right? So there's no issues with that. Now, if you're talking about people's personal contact, that's a different situation, right? And so you want to make sure, one, you're reaching out to people via their email. You want to make sure that you're not sending out emails, spam emails, meaning you're not sending out like 200, 300, 400 emails at once, because the email providers will treat you as spam. However, like there is something called public records, and you are allowed to put out your email, and people are allowed to touch base with you via email as well. So nothing to be worried about there.
All right,
All right,
Abdurauf,
thank you.
are you still here?
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity. So my question is, as AI tools like ChatGPT continue to evolve rapidly, how do you stay updated on new prompting techniques beyond the RACE framework? Are there any emerging prompt strategies or AI capabilities you are excited about that could transform how we'll approach sales and customer targeting in the next 6 to 12 months?
Yes. And this is where I talk about the run phase, right? There are now tools that allow you to bake in, like you can basically pull your data from your platform and connect it to a tool like Claude, right? And so you connect the tool to a tool like Claude and can start running your analysis on it without any coding experience. And so I think one thing you want to probably start getting into is sort of figuring out how do you use Claude Code, Claude dot, I think they call it anthropic.com or whatever the case may be. But Claude, you want to start figuring out how to get on top of that. And then you also want to start figuring out how to connect that tool to your CRM system, to your spreadsheets, so that you can actually start making informed decisions from it. Some people right now are not gathering data, right, at all. Like you're not collecting data. The first step is, if you own any business, any form of business, you want to start collecting information from your current customer, even if it's 10 customers that you have now, even if it's 20 customers that you have now. You want to get into the habit of gathering that information. That information will help you to be able to provide better services to your customer and to your clients. So Cloud Code, connection with AI. Now, this field is rapidly evolving, so I would encourage everyone to be continuously learning. And continuously learning meaning plugging into resources that actually help you to grow and to build and things of that nature. And so that's something that you want to make sure you're in. Like, for example, I have a division in my company that is 100% focused on innovation. That's all they do every day, thinking about what's new, what's next, what's coming new. How can we continue to build up from there, right? Just a dedicated 3 or 4 people team just working on that every single day. So every day we're on top of what's new. Every day we're on top of what's going on. Every day we're able to basically push the boundaries. I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Yes. Okay, Abdul. Okay, that's a thumbs up. Really appreciating everybody. For David, I've tried to unmute you. All right. I think that will be all for now. We will continue this conversation online. We are hoping that Doctor will also share his handle. And like he advised us, please try and see how you can open a LinkedIn page as soon as possible. Then you will be able to reach out to him directly. We must appreciate our facilitator for this highly interactive and illuminating experience that has actually demystified AI, especially focusing on sales and projecting it. Dr. Iyanu Odebode, we really thank you for finding time out to actually exchange your experience and definitely giving us all the frameworks. I picked high, I picked race, and of course the meaning. We also now know that there are phases. There's the stand phase, the walk phase, the run phase, and several things that we could actually be able to use. And of course, we are borrowing from your 6 steps: the suspect, prospect, discovery, proposal, project kickoffs, that is expected to be used for clients. And lastly, the sales funnel actually simplifies, making easier for people to actually know the kind of markets, the customers they intend to attract, and how AI can actually help them to attract them. We will say we appreciate you from the thumbs ups you are seeing and lots of the appreciation. I'm sure we know that this is a fruitful experience. We'll just crave your indulgence that we will call you again. We'll be able to see if we can do 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, so that we will be able to take Nigerian businesses to the next level. As the Director General of Sumina usually says, he is interested in scaling up small businesses. We have about 39.6 million of them right now, but they are running at a very low radar, and he wants them to rise up. So we must appreciate the Director General of Sumina, Dr. Charles Odi, for finding it imperative through his SA on IT, of course, Mr. Tommy. We also appreciate you for facilitating and for bringing in Dr. Iyanu Odebode to share experience. For all the participants who have been patient from the beginning to the end, we really appreciate you. And just like I said, try and see if you can follow Sminan on Instagram and all our social media handles. Then you can DM direct questions to the DG, Sminan handles, and of course to mine, the head corporate affairs. We'll see how we can address all the issues raised. We want to lastly appreciate the people who are actually coming in and going out. I'm sure it's the network that has not been able to allow them to benefit from this enriched experience. Ladies and gentlemen, let's call it a day for this 1.0. I am emphasizing on 1.0 because so that when we call Dr. Iyanu Odebode, he will not charge us as he normally charges private MSMEs. We will want to have another free session with you, sir, and we'll be craving your indulgence. So please make yourself available when the time rises. Thank you so much. My name is Moshood Lawal, Head Corporate Affairs Sminan. We appreciate you all for coming. Do have a nice day. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.